Welcome, FamilyAffaires.com contributor Dr. Dan Gottlieb. Hi, Dr. Dan.
Hey, it's good to be with you.
It's great to be here today on this little fireside chat we're going to have.
Isn't that great?
It's wonderful. Recently, Dr. Dan, you gave a lecture on hope, hopelessness, and healing.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to talk today about hope and how I believe sometimes hope can be a good thing, but sometimes I believe hope can kind of hold us back from dealing with reality. What are your feelings about that?
First of all, reality is in the eyes of the beholder, and the only thing real that we know is real is our experience moment by moment. Other than that, it's stories that we tell ourselves about our truth. So we'll start there.
Okay.
I started thinking about the gifts of hopelessness after my accident. And some doctors didn't have the courage to tell their patients, it's not likely you're ever going to walk again. I was fortunate that my doctor didn't, but his resident did. So I had no hope. They had hope, the ones whose doctors didn't tell them. So they went home and waited. They waited. They weren't going to go into rehab, psychological rehab. They were going to try to adjust to this. They were going to walk again. So I wasn't, and eventually, after a lot, I began functioning.
But during that period where you were kind of in limbo, did you have hope that you were going to walk again?
No.
So you right really from the onset basically knew that you were never going to walk again.
The story I tell is I was terribly depressed in the first weeks after my accident, and I didn't know if I could live with this. So I told my family I'd live with it for 3 years. And if I still suffered like this, I would take my life. So at the end of 3 years, I took myself into my bedroom by myself, and I spoke to, I don't know, my higher
Your
power,
higher up?
my inner power, my truth. I don't know. But I said, okay, I'll live with this, but give me hope that one day I'll walk again. And the voice back said, no hope. Choose this life or choose death. So I said, give me hope that I won't always be this sick. I was in and out of hospitals. No hope. Live or die. And I asked for a couple of other things with the same answer. I chose life. And not because I was a hero. I thought I chose life for my children's sake. And then I thought I chose life for my wife's sake. And then I thought I chose life because I was a coward and afraid to take my life. So ask me why I chose life.
Why did you?
Thank you. Great question. Because that's what we do. Given this stark choice of life and death, we choose life. All living things choose life. The plants outside, animals, us, choose life. So, no hope saved my life.
Okay.
The stark reality no hope. Now what are you going to do?
But didn't that actually help you, having the no hope and knowing there was no hope? Didn't that help you to move on and deal with it? With the situation you were given?
Yep, it did.
Do you believe that there is something of false hope that certain people experience? And this is what I wanted to talk about a little bit. You know, having that false hope is preventing people from moving on. So had you had the false hope that you were going to walk again, maybe it would have been longer for you. It would have been 6 years until you came to the reality of what you were going to do and how you were going to do it.
Yeah.
And that would have held you back.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I want to talk about hope versus a wish.
Okay.
Because these guys who went home and waited, that was kind of a wish
They were wishing.
rather than hope. Or my patient who has a hope of getting a certain kind of man. And she's disappointed and disappointed and disappointed. Hope, and we need hope to survive. Hope is really more of a strategic plan. So if you have hope that X is going to happen, you better damn well make sure you've got a plan to make X happen.
Right.
Wishing is a position of powerlessness and victimization.
Excellent.
A
Yes.
plan, you're taking charge of your life. That to me is the difference between hope as something that helps your life and hope that hurts your life, and the gifts of hopelessness. Magic's not going to happen in my life.
Right.
But now I have hope that tomorrow can be joyful.
That's great.
That's everything.
Great advice that everybody can use at one time or another in their lives. Thank you.
Thank you.